So I'm Jake. I'm originally from Westfield State in Massachusetts, and I did 2 semesters here at ICS, and now I'm studying in Florence, and then I'm going back to Westfield after that. I think it was definitely just like the friendship that we made this semester. I think the program did a great job of making you just get really close pretty quick, and then you make great friends, and it's hard to kind of have such an intense experience and then go and not see each other. So having an opportunity to come back and also see the city and kind of relive it a little bit and see all the memories, all the food, it was hard to pass up. So it worked out with the time, and I think more would be here if they could as well, more people. I have two that I think about a lot. One being one of the first nights that we were here after meeting everybody from the school. We went to this bar in the Park Premier Garden where we all sat down for drinks, and just like it was such a good time being with like people who were just really open to making new friends and being in a new place. So that was just like one of the peaks of it, like the beginning, like the whole trip ahead of us and meeting a lot of great people. And the other one for me was the trip to Morocco, because that was just kind of out of my comfort zone, going to Africa, seeing like such a different place. And the trip was so great with, again, all those people that we had met. So yeah, those were two that stood out for me. So we did one like big meetup in New York, which was a lot of fun. It was just like kind of surreal seeing everybody outside of the context of Seville. And then I know, everybody kind of lives in different places, like on the West Coast, in Chicago and New York. So I think they have more little smaller meetups because they have people closer. So I think mine was living in the host family context. It was a big change. The house situations here are a lot different than what we're used to in America. And at first it was definitely difficult, and I had a great host mom, and it was still just a big change. But I'm glad I went through it because it taught me like how different people's lifestyles are around the world, and maybe some faults with ours back in the United States. But I think the most like useful part of that was just getting comfortable being in an uncomfortable situation, but like for a long time. Like it wasn't just, being uncomfortable, like the first day of school. Like it was, I'm living here and this is going to be different and I have to get used to it for 3 months. And so that's not something I've ever done before, but I'm glad that I've kind of grown those skills. I think I would tell myself like how much easier it was going to be, like as an experience as a whole, like how the program does a great job integrating you with friends. That's like obviously a lot of people's fears. Like it's going to, you have no friends going into this unless you come with some from your university. So knowing how easy it is to get to know a lot of cool people, and also how, like I said, the difference of living in a host family and in that other culture, but how easily you adjust and get used to that discomfort. So it's intimidating, but it's worth it, and it's not as insurpassable as it seems. Being here has allowed me to be more, I guess, reflective on life in the United States and politics in the United States. Seeing how other people live with less consumerism, for example, or how people live without needing cars to get everywhere, especially makes me reflect on like, wait, why can't we have things like that in the United States, or the food, the quality of the food here. Whereas before, it's easy to say that, the US is the best and we have everything figured out here. But when you see another perspective, you start to question why things are how they are at home. Well, this is one thing that we have done already, but it was definitely the top of the list for us. Gio and I had been together with our host mom, and seeing her again was our priority. Her name's Miriam, and she was just like the sweetest thing ever. And like, she made great food, and we just felt like we had to see Miriam again. And we did. We went out last night to dinner with her, and it was just like seeing an old friend. And we want to try and see her one more time before we leave. And I think that's like one of the other great things. Like, the city is always here, but also the people. When you come back, you feel like you're at home because you have so many people who are like, oh my gosh, you have to come say hi. ICS, the host moms, any locals that you make friends with, and you just feel like such a connection, and you always feel like you're welcome somewhere.